the budget hasn't done enough on subsidies. Now, when you look at that, if you look at food subsidies in particular, for example, fixing the food subsidies is critical to get the rest of the agricultural reforms going. For example, you talked about the national agricultural market in your survey, and you said the huge taxes in Punjab and Haryana, for example, are a problem there. So, fixing the subsidies, if you don't fix the subsidies and you continue the ration shops, you need the MSP and you need FCI. If you don't fix the, if you don't get rid of the MSPs, you're going to keep giving higher MSPs for wheat and rice, so everybody grows just wheat and rice. So the cornerstone of fixing agriculture is fixing your food subsidies and going to cash transfers. Were you disappointed by the fact that the budget never really got into that?
See, I think there the budget kind of spells out a vision in terms of where we want to go, right? We want to go essentially use what we call the JAM number 20, Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobile. And really the game plan is to what we see in LPG to replicate that for the other sectors. Now the question is that how easy, if the LPG it was easy to do, so the question is how easy it is to get the technology infrastructure in place to be able to do that. Because the Prime Minister has said, and the FM said in his budget speech, that we want to cut leakages and improve targeting and not cut subsidies themselves. And I think so it's all going to depend upon how quickly we can get the technology infrastructure in place. I think that's where I think part of the implementation challenge going forward is going to be getting those things. Because remember that, like it or not, we have a National Food Security Act, and that's a legacy that we all have, and so we have to, if there are legal entitlements, we have to fulfill them. There's no, and that's why you see the numbers have gone up in
yeah, but if you look at the National Food Security Act and you look at what it would cost you if you gave them money, you would still save. You could have gone down from 1,20,000 crores to about 80,000-90,000 crores. The point is that, you see, this is precisely what Mr. Chidambaram said. Everybody in the UPA kept saying this is a state's matter. We've got a problem in implementation. Suddenly you had a government which said that no, we fixed it. We've got this Jan Dhan Yojana. We've got these banks from the Red Fort or somewhere. It was announced that we had so many accounts being formed. We've got money. We've got everything worked out. And suddenly we are being told the same story that boss, it depends on how well the states do it.
Yeah, so I think
can you get any of the agricultural reform that you've talked about or the finance minister talked about? Can you get even one of them moving unless you get cash transfers? I mean, is it possible to get it done before the cash transfers, or will you have to wait for the cash transfers?
That's a good question. I don't know for sure. I think that perhaps something. I mean, I think the APMC thing. That's, I think, a little bit. It's related, but not the same thing. I think there's a different dynamic at work. I mean,
there's complete failure there,
and that has to be done again. Because of the constitutional arrangements, you have to do. We spell out in the survey. You have, essentially, you have to seek cooperative solutions with the states.